Alright, ICT traders, welcome back to the channel. Just a very quick one right here. I've gotten so many requests in the community asking me to make a video on how to use the volume indicator for trade entry. That's basically to use it for entry confirmation. That's what I use most of the time. Sometimes if I'm trying to gauge the momentum of trade entry, the requests were so much, I just have to respond to that. And I want to show you how I used this same principle to get an entry yesterday for a trade. And by the way, I've signaled the group this morning about this particular trade that's already hit the TP1, reaching the TP2 right there. Unfortunately, I'm not in this trade because along the way I was doubting it. This was the signal. I said, guys, I was taking this trade. What do you think about it? And I updated the community. A lot of people actually followed me for that trade, but along the way I was doubting it. I just have to close the trade. You can join the community if you want to get some of the signals I will update eventually in the community. So let's go into using this particular indicator called volume. So the best thing to use it for is to follow every single step I want to show you. There are so many ways to use the volume indicator, but the way I use it is quite different. All right, so you can find it on tradingview.com. If you have tradingview.com, you can find it on MetaTrader 4 if you have MetaTrader 4. Whichever platform you're using, I think it has a volume indicator. So let me show you how I used it to enter a trade yesterday that gave me almost 50 pips or thereabout. All right, so let me show you that. So yesterday I saw price pushing, coming, pushing, coming, pushing, and I saw this shift in market structure. I knew that price was about to start coming down. That was when I started doing my top-down analysis. I saw a shift in market structure. This is the 1 hour time frame. I was expecting price to come back to a fair value gap right here. All right, fair value gap right here. And as usual, I use the 2 time frame rule. I will just drop down to a time frame lower. From the 1 hour time frame, I will drop down to the 15-minute time frame to get a proper entry. So I will use the volume indicator. So I basically went to the indicator tab and search for volume. This is the indicator, volume. This is the particular indicator. Click on it and then change the settings. Come to settings right here. I would like to leave the color uniform. All right, I don't want the red and the green color. I just want to leave it uniform. So that's basically how I use it, because the color doesn't matter to me. I use the color uniform, either red or I use the green. All right, so let me show you how to use it. As I drop down to the 15-minute time frame to get an entry, I was waiting for the retracement to come back to my entry point. So this is where the use of volume comes in handy. Can you see these bars? The bars is very important. All right, can you see them? Where there is the presence of a large institutions, you're going to see the bars increase. And where there is no big players playing in the market, you're going to see the bars low. So basically, I just take an average somewhere around here. Can you see these red dotted lines? So anything above these red dotted lines, I consider it as a heavy volume or large volume, where the institutions are. The institutions are in that. The institutions are in that. So once I see a shift in market structure, the goal is to wait for price to retrace back to a point of entry. As you can see, a bearish mitigation block right here, a fair value gap. This is something like the unicorn entry model, all right? The one I showed you in the YouTube community. You can go over and watch that video. I think it was last week that I made the video. So look at this. This particular retracement is the major thing we want to gauge the volume. We want to know whether these guys are going to come heavy or weakly. All right, if they are heavy, if the volume of this retracement is strong, it is an indication that price may not eventually be rejected around this area. Imagine having this kind of volume as the retracement coming in. All right, but look at what happened. The volume of the retracement is quite lower than the average line I've actually drawn. Remember the average I showed you? It was around here, right? All right, it was somewhere around there. So the I think this is getting all right. So the average volume line was somewhere around here. So can you gauge the volume of this particular retracement? This one that I just put the red line. Can you see? It is still within that lower than the average. It is still lower than the average. That is to tell you that this retracement is still a weak retracement, and it means that the sell will be heavier than the buys. And it proves you correctly because the volume indicator, the bars does not repent. Once it is printed, it will be there. All right, it is printed. So look at this. As soon as price hit your fair value gap right there, look at the increment in volume. Let me see if I can put this guy around here. Can you see the volume increasing? There is an increment in the volume pushing above the average, even above this guy. All right, so this is to tell you that the sellers are coming in. They are going to support your sell. The sellers will support your sell. The sellers will support your sell. So if you were to enter this, you can have a confirmation from volume indicator telling you that I am not the only one. The volume indicator is just showing you the backup system you have. We are going to push this down. Imagine you participating with heavy money here with other people. It will push, and you can see as soon as it reached a certain level, when there is no more backup, you're going to see the volume indicator reducing, telling you that these guys are no longer there again. Or get out of that place. All right, can you see the same thing happening here? These guys are no longer here. As soon as it reached this place, and when I saw price reach this guy, I knew that these guys have left me in the market. Let me quickly close my positions. I hope you are learning something here. You can see the volume declined. It went below the average again at this point, telling you that you are the only one in the market. Get out. And then this guy started coming in heavily again, pushing above. So that's basically how to use the volume indicator, just for confirmation. It's not some kind of a holy grail that you use forever to get. And look at this. Look at this. Can you see this coming down? Even though it is coming down heavily, can you see that price is actually, let me delete everything right here. Notice how the volume is just below average, even though it is coming down heavily. It's telling you something, that this retracement is just a fake movement. It's telling you that this downward movement does not have a backup. So if you want to continue selling, you are on your own because the volume is weak. And let's play it out and see whether we are correct or we are not correct. Can you see that price is proving you wrong? So up to this level where price is, you can see the trade I posted has already reached TP2. So you can see that as soon as it came back here, it never went lower than this place because the volume tells you that there are no participants in that place. Probably none. This is somewhere around the dead hour, non-active hour of the day, but price pushing up to that area, telling you that, wow, it is something interesting. All right, so this is all about the volume indicator. You can tweak it, just get where there are participants, where there are no heavy participants backing you up. It's about backup. That's the purpose of using the volume indicator. It's nothing special. It's just an additional confirmation for you to take the trade with confidence. I hope this is explanatory enough. And if you have any question, let me know in the comments. Please make sure you watch it again if you don't understand, because I've done my best in explaining it. It's not something that you should keep asking me to make a video again about it. All right, thank you guys for watching. See you next time.